Negotiation is a critical skill in both our personal and professional lives, but have you ever felt like you weren't getting what you wanted? In Never Split the Difference by Christopher Voss, we explore the art of negotiation from a unique perspective, that of a former FBI hostage negotiator. In the introduction, Voss sets the stage by sharing his experience negotiating with terrorists and criminals in high-stress situations. He emphasizes that negotiation is not about winning, but about finding a mutually beneficial solution. He believes that by mastering the art of negotiation, we can build stronger relationships and achieve better outcomes in all areas of our lives. Throughout the book, Voss shares practical techniques and strategies for negotiating effectively, including active listening, emotional intelligence, and framing. He emphasizes the importance of empathy and understanding, and how we can use these skills to connect with others and find common ground. By the end of the book, readers will have a newfound understanding of negotiation and the tools to achieve success in any negotiation scenario. Voss's unique approach offers a refreshing take on a critical skill, providing insights and practical advice that can be applied immediately. Join us on a journey to master the art of negotiation and never split the difference. Chapter 1: The New Rules. In Chapter 1, Voss challenges the traditional negotiation tactics and introduces his new rules for negotiating. He argues that the old rules of negotiation, such as compromising and trying to find a middle ground, no longer work in today's world. Voss introduces his first rule of negotiation, which is to focus on the other person's emotions and not just the facts of the negotiation. Voss emphasizes that emotions play a crucial role in any negotiation, and by understanding the other person's emotional state, you can craft a message that will resonate with them. He advises readers to look beyond the surface level of what the other person is saying and to try to understand their underlying motivations and concerns. This can be achieved through active listening, which involves not only hearing the words that the other person is saying but also understanding their emotions and perspective. Voss also introduces the concept of the black swan, which is an unpredictable event that can change the outcome of a negotiation. He advises readers to prepare for these events by being flexible in their negotiation strategy and not becoming too attached to their desired outcome. By remaining open-minded and flexible, you can adapt to unexpected events and still achieve a positive outcome. Additionally, Voss stresses the importance of being aware of your own emotions during a negotiation and controlling them to avoid making rash decisions. He advises readers to avoid becoming defensive or emotional during a negotiation and instead to focus on remaining calm and composed. By doing so, you can maintain control of the negotiation and avoid making mistakes that could harm your position. Overall, Chapter 1 introduces readers to the importance of emotions in negotiation and the need to focus on the other person's perspective. By understanding the other person's emotional state and being prepared for unexpected events, you can achieve a positive outcome in any negotiation. Chapter 2: Be a Mirror. In Chapter 2, Voss introduces the technique of mirroring, which is the act of repeating the last few words of what the other person said. He explains that mirroring is a powerful tool to quickly establish rapport and build trust with the other person. Voss notes that people tend to like and trust those who are similar to themselves, and mirroring can create that sense of similarity. By using the same words and tone of voice as the other person, you can establish a connection and build trust. This can help to de-escalate the tension in a negotiation and create a more collaborative environment. Voss also emphasizes the importance of active listening, which involves not only hearing the words that the other person is saying but also understanding their emotions and perspective. By doing this, you can show the other person that you understand and empathize with their position, which can help to de-escalate the tension in a negotiation. Another technique Voss introduces in this chapter is labeling, which involves acknowledging the other person's emotions and giving them a name. This can help the other person feel heard and understood, which can lead to a more productive negotiation. For example, if the other person is expressing frustration or anger, you can label it by saying something like, "It seems like you're feeling frustrated. Can you tell me more about what's causing that frustration?" Overall, Chapter 2 emphasizes the importance of building rapport and establishing a connection with the other person in a negotiation. By doing this, you can create a more collaborative environment and increase the chances of a positive outcome for both parties. By using mirroring and labeling, you can quickly establish rapport and understand the other person's emotional state, which can help to de-escalate tension and create a more productive negotiation. Chapter 3: Don't Feel Their Pain, Label IT. In Chapter 3, Voss introduces the concept of tactical empathy and how it can be used to create trust in a negotiation. He emphasizes that empathy is not about feeling sorry for the other person, but rather about understanding their perspective and emotions. Voss advises readers to use labeling, which involves acknowledging the other person's emotions and giving them a name. This can help the other person feel heard and understood, which can lead to a more productive negotiation. For example, if the other person is expressing frustration or anger, you can label it by saying something like, "It seems like you're feeling frustrated. Can you tell me more about what's causing that frustration?" Another key aspect of tactical empathy is mirroring, which involves repeating the last few words of what the other person said. This can help to establish rapport and build trust with the other person. Voss also emphasizes the importance of being present in the moment and not being distracted by other thoughts or concerns. By doing this, you can fully understand the other person's perspective and emotions. Overall, Chapter 3 emphasizes the importance of understanding the other person's perspective and emotions in a negotiation. By using tactical empathy techniques such as labeling and mirroring, you can build trust and create a more collaborative negotiation environment. Chapter 4: Beware Yes Master No. In Chapter 4, Voss explains the power of the word no in a negotiation. He argues that no can be a positive thing because it means that the other person is engaged and actively considering your proposal. He also emphasizes the importance of getting a no early in the negotiation, as it allows you to understand the other person's position and concerns. Voss also introduces the concept of the FBI hostage negotiator's rule of thumb, which involves listening for the other person's definition of the problem. By doing this, you can understand their perspective and motivations, which can help you craft a proposal that meets their needs. Additionally, Voss stresses the importance of generating momentum in a negotiation by getting the other person to say yes to small commitments. This can help to establish a pattern of agreement and make it easier to reach a final agreement. He also notes that it is important to make the other person feel safe and not attacked during a negotiation. By doing this, you can create a more collaborative and productive environment. Overall, Chapter 4 emphasizes the importance of understanding the power of no in a negotiation and the need to generate momentum by getting the other person to say yes to small commitments. By doing this, you can create a more collaborative and productive negotiation environment and increase the chances of a positive outcome for both parties. Before we continue, we would like to inform you that we release these summaries in audio format on Spotify before we release them on YouTube in video format, with subtitles. We have also created a goldmine of information which you can get exclusive access to by supporting us on Patreon. You get in-depth summaries plus scripts, usually twice the length of our YouTube content, a list of the top 20 key takeaways and exercises, summary requests, and more. Thank you for the support and don't forget to hit the like button. Chapter 5: Trigger the 2 words that immediately transform any negotiation. In Chapter 5, Voss introduces the concept of persuasion triggers and how they can be used to gain permission to persuade the other person. He explains that persuasion triggers are phrases that activate the other person's subconscious mind and make them more receptive to your message. Voss notes that the most powerful persuasion trigger is the phrase "that's right," which is used to confirm that you understand the other person's perspective. By saying "that's right," you can build rapport and establish trust with the other person. Additionally, Voss advises readers to avoid the word "but" when using this technique, as it can negate the positive effect of the phrase "that's right." Another key aspect of gaining permission to persuade is understanding the other person's perspective and emotions. By using active listening and tactical empathy techniques such as mirroring and labeling, you can show the other person that you understand and empathize with their position. This can help to establish a collaborative negotiation environment and make the other person more receptive to your message. Overall, Chapter 5 emphasizes the importance of gaining permission to persuade and using persuasion triggers such as "that's right" to build rapport and establish trust with the other person. By doing this, you can create a more collaborative negotiation environment and increase the chances of a positive outcome for both parties. Chapter 6: Bend Their Reality. In Chapter 6, Voss explains the importance of shaping the other person's perception of what is fair in a negotiation. He argues that what is fair is subjective and can be influenced by the way the negotiation is framed. Voss advises readers to use the principle of anchoring, which involves setting an initial offer that is favorable to your position. This can shape the other person's perception of what is fair and make it more likely that they will accept a final offer that is still favorable to your position. Additionally, Voss notes that it is important to back up your offer with objective criteria such as market values or industry standards. Another key aspect of shaping the other person's perception of what is fair is using the Ackerman model, which involves making a series of small concessions and then a final offer that is still favorable to your position. This can create a sense of momentum and make it more likely that the other person will accept the final offer. Overall, Chapter 6 emphasizes the importance of shaping the other person's perception of what is fair in a negotiation. By using anchoring and the Ackerman model, you can create a more favorable negotiation environment and increase the chances of a positive outcome for both parties. By understanding the subjective nature of what is fair, you can use these techniques to shape the other person's perception and achieve a successful negotiation. Chapter 7: Create the Illusion of Control. In Chapter 7, Voss introduces the concept of creating the illusion of control in a negotiation. He explains that people feel more comfortable and cooperative when they feel they have control over the situation, even if it is just an illusion. Voss advises readers to use calibrated questions to create the illusion of control. Calibrated questions are open-ended questions that encourage the other person to share information and provide insight into their perspective. By using calibrated questions, you can guide the conversation in a productive direction and create a more collaborative negotiation environment. Additionally, Voss emphasizes the importance of understanding the other person's perspective and emotions. By using tactical empathy techniques such as labeling and mirroring, you can show the other person that you understand and empathize with their position. This can help to establish a collaborative negotiation environment and make the other person more receptive to your message. Overall, Chapter 7 emphasizes the importance of creating the illusion of control in a negotiation and using calibrated questions to guide the conversation in a productive direction. By doing this, you can create a more collaborative negotiation environment and increase the chances of a positive outcome for both parties. Chapter 8: Guarantee Execution. In Chapter 8, Voss explains the importance of ensuring follow-through in a negotiation. He notes that getting to yes is only half the battle, and ensuring that both parties follow through on their commitments is equally important. Voss advises readers to use the if-then statement to ensure follow-through. The if-then statement involves making a clear and specific agreement with the other person and establishing consequences if the agreement is not met. By doing this, you can create a sense of accountability and increase the chances of follow-through. Additionally, Voss stresses the importance of being able to spot when someone is lying or not fully committed to an agreement. He advises readers to look for inconsistencies in the other person's behavior and to ask calibrated questions to clarify their position. By doing this, you can ensure that both parties are fully committed to the agreement and increase the chances of follow-through. Overall, Chapter 8 emphasizes the importance of ensuring follow-through in a negotiation and using the if-then statement to establish clear agreements and consequences for non-compliance. By being able to spot when someone is lying or not fully committed to an agreement, you can ensure that both parties are fully committed and increase the chances of a positive outcome for both parties. Chapter 9: Bargain Hard. In Chapter 9, Voss explains how to negotiate for the price you want. He notes that many people are afraid to ask for what they want and end up settling for less than they deserve. Voss advises readers to start with an extreme anchor, which is an initial offer that is much higher than what you actually want. This can help to establish a bargaining range and make it more likely that you will get the price you want. Additionally, Voss stresses the importance of knowing your BATNA, best alternative to a negotiated agreement, and using it to your advantage. By having a strong BATNA, you can negotiate from a position of strength and be willing to walk away if the other person is not willing to meet your price. Finally, Voss notes that it is important to be willing to make the first offer, as this can establish a bargaining range and set the tone for the negotiation. By doing this, you can control the conversation and increase the chances of getting the price you want. Overall, Chapter 9 emphasizes the importance of being willing to bargain hard and ask for what you want in a negotiation. By using extreme anchors, knowing your BATNA, and making the first offer, you can negotiate from a position of strength and increase the chances of a positive outcome. Chapter 10: Find the Black Swan. In Chapter 10, Voss explains the importance of uncovering the unknown unknowns in a negotiation. He notes that many negotiations fail because of surprises or unexpected factors that were not considered. Voss advises readers to use the miracle question to uncover the unknown unknowns. The miracle question involves asking the other person what their ideal outcome would be if all obstacles were removed. By doing this, you can uncover hidden needs or desires that were not previously discussed. Additionally, Voss stresses the importance of active listening and asking open-ended questions to uncover new information. He notes that it is important to be curious and open-minded in a negotiation, as this can help to uncover hidden factors or motivations. Finally, Voss notes that it is important to be willing to walk away from a negotiation if the other person is not willing to negotiate in good faith or if the terms are not favorable. By doing this, you can protect your interests and avoid a negative outcome. Overall, Chapter 10 emphasizes the importance of uncovering the unknown unknowns in a negotiation and being curious and open-minded in the process. By using the miracle question and active listening techniques, you can uncover hidden needs or desires and increase the chances of a positive outcome. Additionally, by being willing to walk away if necessary, you can protect your interests and avoid a negative outcome. Conclusion. In the conclusion of Never Split the Difference, Christopher Voss summarizes the key principles of successful negotiation that he has discussed throughout the book. He emphasizes the importance of using tactical empathy to establish rapport and build trust with the other person. He notes that understanding the other person's perspective and emotions is critical to creating a collaborative negotiation environment. Voss also emphasizes the importance of active listening and asking open-ended questions to uncover new information. By doing this, you can uncover hidden needs or desires that were not previously discussed and increase the chances of a positive outcome. Additionally, Voss stresses the importance of being willing to walk away from a negotiation if necessary. He notes that by having a strong BATNA and being willing to walk away, you can negotiate from a position of strength and protect your interests. Finally, Voss notes that negotiation is not just about getting what you want, but also about creating a positive relationship with the other person. He emphasizes the importance of treating the other person with respect and working towards a mutually beneficial outcome. Overall, the conclusion of Never Split the Difference summarizes the key principles of successful negotiation and emphasizes the importance of using tactical empathy, active listening, and a willingness to walk away if necessary. By following these principles, readers can negotiate from a position of strength and achieve a positive outcome while also building positive relationships with the other party.